The film starts with a couple, a guy named Rob and a girl named Pia. Rob is a lawyer and Pia is a French artist who really paints good. Today they came to a dark yard to spend the day. They parked their car on the side and then Rob rented a small motorboat just because he thought it would be more fun to ride in a little boat. After that, they both got in the boat and headed out. After a while, they reached the sea and stopped the boat in a bunch of spots to catch fish with their fishing rods, and they were having a great time. But as the evening came, the weather started to change and it looked like a big storm was coming. Pia told Rob they should head back, but he said not to worry, those dark clouds would pass soon. They saw an island ahead and Rob said, "Hey, why don't we go explore the island a bit?" He figured they still had a plenty of time to get home, and if it started to rain, they could just take shelter there. So Rob and Pia took the motorboat and headed towards the island. But after going for a while, they get lost. They'd gone so far that the water was super shallow and there was a lot of mud, so their motorboat could not get any further. Rob and Pia started to panic, not knowing what to do. There was no one else inside, so they decided to leave the motorboat there, get out of the water and continue on foot to find someone to help them. They did just that and kept going. Soon enough it was night and they were still walking. They had their phones but there was no signal. As they walked, they saw a truck parked on a deserted road and next to it 3 guys were beating up another guy. Pia and Rob got scared and immediately ran away without being seen. Further on they saw a house, which made them super happy. They were hoping they could ask people inside for help. Just then it started pouring rain, so they hurried to the house and knocked on the door. But no one was home. Rob went to the back of the house and found a back door that was open. He opened it and told Pia to come inside, but she was too scared to go inside a stranger's house. But because of the rain and strong wind, they were getting really cold, so they went into a room. Inside the room they saw a photo of 3 people who must live there. The room was a complete mess with stuff everywhere. Rob couldn't find a single photo to call for help. He went outside to another room and saw a massive marijuana grow operation. When he saw that, he realized that a lot of illegal stuff was happening there and that the people who lived there were probably still around. Rob and Pia had thought no one was home, so they planned to stay the night. Just then, the owners of the house pulled up in their car. Pia saw them from a distance and called out to Rob. Rob quickly came over and they were about to leave when the 2 guys pointed guns at them. They started swearing and cursing at them. One of them was named Jimmy and the other was named Brett, and they were brothers. They asked how they had the guts to break into their house. Rob was terrified, seeing the rifles in their hands. He apologized and said they had thought no one was home, which was why they had stayed here. Rob said they got lost and it would be great if they could drop them off on the main road. Jimmy said, "This is an island. There is no main road here. Nobody else lives here but us." Jimmy told Rob and Pia they could stay the night and that he would drop them off in the morning. But Rob and Pia didn't trust Jimmy and Brett. Still, they had no other choice, so they agreed to stay. The brothers brought them into a room and Jimmy told Brett to bring their dad into the house. Brett got their dad out of the truck, who was totally wasted, and put him to bed in the room upstairs. Then Brett came to them and told Rob and Pia to take a shower and change clothes and get fresh since they were soaked from the rain. They went to take a shower. While they were there, Rob told Pia that these guys seemed crazy and they needed to get out of there as soon as possible. Rob said they were in a drug business and that he was going to tell the police about them when they get out of here. But they didn't know that Jimmy was secretly listening to their whole conversation. He took their clothes and when Rob and Pia were about to get out of the shower, they saw that their clothes were gone. They both panicked, so Pia had to wear a towel that was lying there and Rob put on an old shirt he found and a towel instead of pants. When Rob asked Jimmy and Brett for their clothes back, they started insulting him, saying that since they broke into their house, they had to follow their rules. Rob told Pia they had to do what they said or they could get killed. That's when we saw the house's dog, who looked super dangerous. After this, Jimmy and Brett told Pia to cook, so she started making some food. Jimmy and Brett started harassing both Pia and Rob. Brett pulled Rob's towel and started saying bad things to Pia. Rob and Pia got mad when they heard their comments, but they had no choice but to listen. Pia told Rob in French to get them really drunk so they would fall asleep and they could take their chance to escape. Jimmy, who didn't understand French, asked Rob what she said. He said Pia told him she was making food. Then Jimmy told Pia to take off her clothes. Rob got furious when he heard this and came between them. Jimmy grabbed his throat and held a knife to it. Seeing this, Pia told him she was ready to do what he said. Just then, Jimmy saw that Pia had burned the food. He got super mad at her. Since they didn't have anything to eat, Jim took a baby kangaroo he had and told Pia to cook it, but Pia didn't want to do that. That's when Jimmy got mad and grabbed Rob's throat. Pia, not wanting to kill the baby kangaroo with a knife and then cook it and fed it to them. Just then, they heard their dad's voice from the room upstairs. When he heard this, Jimmy told everyone to be quiet, which showed that Jimmy and Brett were both terrified of their dad. Then Pia said that she and Rob were tired and want to sleep. They then took them to a barn so they could sleep there. A barn is a place where they keep crops and animals. When Jimmy and Brett left, Pia and Rob took the chance and escaped. As they walked further, they found a dead body. It was the same guy Pia and Rob had seen them beating up, and they had been ones to kill him all along with their dad. Just then, Jimmy and Brett came by in their car. They got scared. The brothers also had a dog who started eating the man's body. They caught Pia and Rob and brought them back to the barn in the car. Rob offered the two brothers a lot of money to let them go, but they refused and said they only wanted Pia. Rob started to fight them, and Brett fired a shot at them to scare him and then shot his leg, breaking it. Rob fainted from the pain. Just then his dad came, hearing the gunshot, and hit Brett. He asked who these two were and why he hadn't told him about them before. Pia asked him to help them, but she didn't know that their dad was just like them. Then the dad told his two sons that he would decide what to do with them tomorrow. For now, they should lock them inside and keep them there. After this, he went to the house with his two sons and beat them up because they hadn't tied Pia and Rob up with ropes. And if they had escaped, they would have been in big trouble. Pia knew that by tomorrow morning they would kill her and Rob, so she started to look for things to make a trap. When Rob woke up, he asked her what she was doing. She said that no one was going to come and get them out of there, so they had to teach them a lesson themselves. Rob agreed with her. He was hurt, so he sat and helped Pia tie the ropes for the trap, while Pia managed to make a net out of the hooks and other sharp objects she found inside the barn. Then, their dad told Brett to go check on Rob and Pia. When Brett came, Pia and Rob pretended to be asleep. He woke Pia up. She started telling him, "Please let us go. You're not like your brother and your dad." But when he didn't listen to her and pointed his rifle at her, Rob activated the trap and the hook went into his face and he was hanging in the air with the ropes. He screamed in pain and fell down. Pia then took a hammer and killed him. Rob and Pia then hid Brett's body inside the barn. After that, Pia made a trap with a glass bottle. This was causing her a lot of pain, but she wanted anyone who tried to mess with her to pay a heavy price. After a while, Jimmy went into the barn looking for Brett. He pointed a gun at Pia and asked her about his brother. She told him that he wasn't there. He started to take Pia with him. Then Jimmy brought Pia into the house and sent her to his dad's room because he had told him to bring her to him so he could do something. Just as the dad was about to do something, he got caught in the trap Pia had made. He screamed and ran to the bathroom. Hearing his voice, Jimmy came to his dad's room. Seeing him, Pia started to run, but Jimmy shot at her. The bullet missed and she quickly ran back to the barn and hid there, seeing Rob. Jimmy came with his rifle and started looking for them. He saw a closed gate and thought they were in there. When Jimmy opened the gate, Brett's body fell on him. Before Jimmy could get himself out of there, Pia and Rob took his rifle and ran away. They also closed the barn door from the outside. Pia and Rob get into the truck, but they saw the keys went in the truck. So Pia got out of the car and went inside the house. She went to the dad's room where she found the keys. Just then, the dad came to kill her. He had a knife in his hands. Pia hit him on the head with a glass bottle and then ran towards the truck. After that, Pia got in the truck, put the keys in and started it. Just then, the dad came to catch her who was bleeding. The dog saw this and was drawn to it. He couldn't stop himself and attacked the dad. He tried to stop the dog from doing that, but it was of no use. Just then, Jimmy came and saw that his dad has died. This made him super mad. While all this was happening, Pia and Rob were getting away in the truck, and he couldn't stop them. Then Jimmy went inside the barn and tried to get an airboat out to get them. But he couldn't because his airboat got stuck. Pia thought she couldn't leave Jimmy just like that. So she turned the truck around and hit Jimmy with it. This made him fall into the fan behind the airboat, and his body was ripped to pieces. After this, Pia and Rob finally managed to get away safely in the truck. And that's how the film concludes. Subscribe us to watch more film explainers and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. See you in the next one. Cheers.